A non-rice cake eater here, and it is April 17th, which is Sunday, and just wanted to do my weigh-in first. I weighed in this morning at 163.4 pounds, or 74.1 kilos. So that is a loss of 1.8 pounds, or 0.8 kilograms. So for a total loss to date since March 5th, it is 13.2 pounds or 5.99 kilograms. So I'm happy with that. It's coming along nicely. And today I was going to do something different. I've been talking to you guys about that show, that BBC show, 10 Things You Need to Know About Losing Weight. And I've talked about counting calories. I talked about exercise and then keeping moving, and then today I wanted to talk about eating more soup. One of the things they point out in that show is that when you eat soup, it fills you up, and so you're less likely to overeat if you eat soup. Now, what they did, they went to, it was an army base or something, and they had one group of soldiers, I think they're soldiers, had one group eat a meal of chicken, rice, and carrots, I think, and 1 cup of water. And then they had the other group eat the same thing, so chicken, rice, carrots, and 1 cup of water, but they put it in a food processor or a blender and mixed it all up, so it made like this thick soup type mixture. And so both of them ate their meals. One had the soup-like mixture, and one had just the regular meal. Exact same ingredients. And then they let them go do their thing for 2 hours. They came back, and they discovered that the group that just had like the chicken, rice, carrots, and cup of water were hungry, whereas the group who had the same exact ingredients, although it was blended up in a processor or blender, weren't hungry. And they even showed x-rays of their stomachs, and the group that had the soup mixture, it was still in their stomach, so it was still keeping them full. So soup is a great way to lose weight. Now what I normally eat, I eat like these Progresso soups. Like this one, I mean, it's chock full of vegetables, vitamins, minerals, everything. It's low in calorie. The only thing I don't like about it is the sodium content. This actually has 690 milligrams of sodium just in one serving. And then like this one here has 810 milligrams of sodium. So they are so high in sodium. But they have everything else. Tons of vitamins, minerals. They keep me full. So they have everything else I like. So what I thought I'd do today is actually do a little experimenting and actually make some soup. So, and I haven't cooked in a long time. So I'm going to demonstrate one soup that I picked out. I've never made before, but I want to try to get away from all the sodium content and start making my own soup. Okay, let's go into the kitchen. Okay, so I'm going to make a recipe from the Compassionate Cook, which is a cookbook put out by PETA, the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. So it's going to be a vegan soup. And the soup I'm going to make is cream of asparagus, because, you know, now there's plenty of asparagus out there. It's in season. So I thought I would do that. So the first thing I need to do is put the book away. And I need to turn on the oven. I'll put it about medium heat. And then I need to add 2.5 cups of vegetable broth. Okay, and I need to wait. I'm going to actually put this up a little bit because I'm going to wait till that boils, and I'll be back. Okay, so now I've brought the vegetable broth to a boil, and I'm going to add in about 1 pound of asparagus. and that is cut to about 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to add in 1 large potato, and it's thinly sliced, as you can see. I may need a bigger saucepan. This is the biggest one I have, unless I used my wok. Okay, and then I'm going to stir in about 1/2 cup of asparagus, or celery. Okay. And then finally, I'm going to stir in about 1/2 of a onion, of a medium onion. Okay. And then you turn the heat down, and turn it down to about a 4, and you just let this cook for about 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, and even though I'm cooking this stew, it's actually going to be a cold stew. I'm going to end up refrigerating it, so it's a nice summertime soup. Okay, and I will be back in about a 1/2 hour. Okay, so now this is what it looks like after about 30 minutes of cooking. Okay, and then I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to transfer it over to, it's supposed to be a food processor. I don't have a food processor, so I'm just going to use a blender, and then I'm going to get this pureed. And I'm also going to add with that 2 tablespoons of flour, 1/4 teaspoon salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon pepper. It also calls for tarragon, a 1/4 teaspoon of tarragon. I don't have tarragon, so I'm substituting marjoram instead. So that is also going to go in the blender with the asparagus, potato, onion mixture. Okay, I'm not going to show you when it's not going to be pretty putting this in a blender, so, and I need 2 hands, so I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so I have it all in the blender, and I'm going to puree it. And stir. Can't get the lid off. I need both hands. Okay, so when you're using a blender, you have to stir it a couple times. And then I'm going to pour it back into my pan. Okay. Get that all out of there. Okay. And put it on a low heat, maybe like 1 or 2 there. Okay. And then also, this calls for, oh, here it is right here. It calls for 2 cups of soy milk. So, let me put my soy milk in too. I think I'm going to put it in all at one time. Yeah, so 2 cups of soy milk. I think like the traditional, put the rest in there. Traditional cream of asparagus soup calls for cream, but I'm using soy milk. Soy milk only has 90 calories a cup, and I haven't had soy milk in a long time. And what I noticed on the carton, here's the kind I'm using. It's this organic soy milk. But if you look on the side, and you can't really see it too well with my flip camera, it is loaded with vitamins and minerals. I mean, it's 30% calcium, 30% vitamin D, 50% vitamin B12, copper, iron, vitamin E, phosphorus, zinc, everything. The only thing it doesn't have is vitamin C, but I'm already getting plenty of that eating fresh fruit. So yeah, so soy milk is just loaded with vitamins and minerals. And so I just stir this till it's combined. And it might be able to take a little bit longer, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I just stirred it and simmered it until it started getting very thick. Let's see kind of how thick it is. And so now I'm going to pour it in a Tupperware container and let it chill for a couple hours. Now, I mean, I've tried it. It's good. You can even eat it hot if you wanted to. It's just packed with all kinds of nutrients. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer this to the Tupperware container and let it chill for a couple hours, and I will be back. Okay, so here it is, the asparagus, cream of asparagus soup. And what I did add, I added a little bit of grated Parmesan cheese to it, which the recipe didn't call for, but that's kind of my own kick to it. And let me try it. Very good. Very tasty. Tons of vitamins and minerals in there, and very good soup. So there you have it, cream of asparagus soup.